So, bushcraft knives, as the title implies. The first knife I ever got, apart from this one, which is really old, which is an old Airite from Sheffield. This one just stays in the house now. Had this years and years and years. First knife I got for bushcraft was a Mora Companion. And to be honest, as a beginner's knife, you can't beat them. 12, 13 pounds. Yeah. And during its life, it has had the sheath covered up with bits of inner tube, and had a paracord wrap, and fishing kit went inside it, and needles and things like that. And I rapidly realised that it was much easier to have a pouch with all my bits and bobs on there if things went wrong. So the only mod that's on this knife that I've done is to take an old Velcro strap off something I had kicking around. I think actually it's a cable tidy from a laptop power supply unit, and basically bob that through there, and then that keeps the knife more secure, because I'm sure most of you will know that over time the sheath doesn't hold the knife as well as it used to. And there it is, you know, it's been well battered, it's been well used, but the edge is still shaving sharp, and it still works. In fact, I'll use it for canoe trips or out next to water. Cracking knife, and I wouldn't hesitate to recommend one. The next knife I got was from Highlander, and it's the Jaguar. Now, I tossed up between, or it was a choice between this and a Condor Bushlaw, I believe it was, and I ended up going for this one. How it differs to all my other knives is it's actually an opposite-ended sheath. I actually find it quite difficult to get on with. I can't get it in and out because obviously I'm right-handed. Once again, stainless steel blade, and it's been a good knife. Yeah, very good knife. It's in my wife's hands now. It's actually hers. I passed it on to her because I went away and got my first custom bushcraft knife, which is coming up now. So this is my first custom bushcraft knife. I had this made for me by Savage Bushcraft. You can just see there's some nice embossing work there that he's done. Adam at Savage made a quality piece of equipment here. You can see that the sheath is in good quality, heavy gauge leather. It's a dangler sheath, nice brass fittings, well riveted, well made. A lot of care went into this, and I'm still pleased to have it in my possession, although it has moved on from my possession, so to speak, because it's now my son's knife. It's a short, heavy bladed knife that's capable of doing hard work. The porcupine quill scales, I forget the name of the wood at the moment, is absolutely amazing. I just love it. I just love the way it looks. Mosaic pins, and once again Adam's craftsmanship has been second to none. The blade might look a little dirty, and the reason the blade looks a little dirty is because I forced a patina on it with vinegar and ketchup, I believe. And this knife has seen stalwart service. It's a carbon steel blade, and it's seen stalwart service for 2, maybe 3 years, until I moved on to my next knife. And as I said, I passed this one down to my son. I had a partner made to the big Savage Bushcraft knife, you see, and I had a little neck knife made as well because I was so pleased with the original. And there it is. It's called the Bush Bee. And if you look carefully, and if it'll focus, you can just see the Savage Bushcraft little B logo there. It's a dinky little knife. Fits quite well in the hand, and it's strangely comfortable. Same thickness steel though, and the same type of steel. Big hardware, you know, it's hard wearing. And like I said, I've got decent size hands and that fits in. And of course, I've put the same patina on, and it's also, when Adam made it, he left the forging colour on as well to give it a little bit of protection. Exactly the same kind of porcupine quill wood and the red liners and mosaic pins. A lovely piece of work by Adam there. Lovely piece of work. Wouldn't hesitate to recommend his work at all. Onto my everyday carry, so to speak. And once again, another Savage Bushcraft knife, modelled on the Svord Peasant, I believe. And this is a legal carry in the UK. And the blade length is under 3 inches. Once again, the forging patina on the blade. Similar type of, similar to steel, I believe. Bit stiff to fold up, but obviously this is a non-locking folder under 3 inches, which makes it legal to carry in the UK, as long as you've got a reason to carry it, of course. And for a couple of years I was working in the outdoors. Probably 3-4 years I worked in the outdoors, working in arboriculture and then also in teaching. A cracking knife which has seen daily use, and he's obviously standing up to that daily use there. And on to my last knife, and the one that I currently use now for all but the most odd trips, and this is a Mark Hill SPB2. So these are handmade by a gentleman called Mark Hill. Some of you may be familiar with his work. It's a nice piece of oak scales, black liners, 01 tool steel, high carbon steel, razor sharp, and I've been using this knife for the last 2 years without fault, without problems, and as you can see, it's probably as good as the day I picked it up. Cracking knife, good quality sheath, good quality leather work to go with it. Nice simple sheath, nothing fancy. Can be worn left or right, and as I said, this is my go-to knife now. This is the knife that accompanies me on every trip. For those of you who are interested as well, this is Bill, and Bill's there to remind me that that's the right way your canoe goes up. Mine seems to spend most of its time upside down at the moment. I need to get better. Okay, thanks for watching.